Hey guys, Poseidon here, back with my second video. I just got back from a Hawaiian luau since I'm the god of the sea, and so I visited there for this cool luau, still wearing a Hawaiian shirt. They cut my hair, but that's stuff that happened recently. That's not like things to do with any of my past life, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I anticipate this is going to be one of my most popular videos because it's time to talk about sex and drama. In this episode, I will tell you about my relationships with people such as my grandmother, my sisters, my wife, as well as some rivalries like Athena and the Trojans. Let's start with my grandmother Gaia. What a wonderful woman. She produced me two children, Antaeus and Charybdis. Antaeus was a giant who honored me in the most brutally loving way only a child can love their father. Anyone who passed through his territory would have to wrestle with him, and if they lost, which they all did except for Heracles, so don't worry about that, he would put their skulls in a temple he dedicated to me. It was so nice. Now my daughter, Charybdis, she was out of favor with Zeus, who cast her into the ocean with his mighty thunderbolts. On the Strait of Messina, you can see her on the other side of the strait from Scylla, and my daughter will just take in water 3 times a day, and many people have been swallowed up by her. And she's very loyal to me, and she was another child of Gaia with me, so yeah. Now I will move on to my second encounter. These encounters are not chronological, these are just who is coming to mind. I also tried to woo 2 of my sisters. I didn't try to woo Hera, but I did try to woo Hestia and Demeter. Hestia, I was unsuccessful because she chose to be a virgin for the rest of her life. But we're still pretty close. Demeter, however, I guess you could say I galloped into that one successfully. She was hiding from me as a mare, so I changed into a stallion and we were able to have 2 children. Our first child, Despoina, has asked me to not speak or show of her. And so that's all I can say about her. And my second child is the immortal horse Arion, who is capable of speech. There's not much else to say about those 2 children. They prefer to keep to themselves. How could I talk about relationships without mentioning my beautiful wife, Amphitrite? She is one of the 50 Nereids and the mother of our most favorite child. I mean, he might be my favorite child, I'm not sure. But our most famous child is Triton. He's the messenger of the sea gods, so he sends messages for me to Olympus and between the sea gods all over the place. He's like the Hermes of the water. With his mighty conch shell, he can inspire fear into our enemies. One of my most famous encounters was with Medusa, back when she was a goddess. I mean, sure, her beauty rivaled that of a goddess. She wasn't actually a goddess. Well, one day we were having a fun time in Athena's temple when it got a little too far and we were having sex on the floor. It was great. Athena, that prude, decided to turn Medusa into an ugly creature that will turn any mortal who gazes at her to stone. Well, somehow we had children together, but not until she died. This dude named Perseus decided to cut off her head and out popped 2 children. Pegasus, I know, that Pegasus, and Chrysaor. Let's not go into the children and grandchildren of Chrysaor because there are a lot. And then there's tons of monsters that branch out and even farther because, you know, the sea is wild and untamable, and so all descendants of us sea deities can also be wild. As mentioned before, we offended Athena by having sex in her temple. Well, that's not the first time Athena and I have crossed paths. She's kind of my rival, you might say. Not only have I offended her, one time we were at this cool place in Greece that needed a patron god. Well, I decided to be nice and strike a rock with my trident, and out popped a spring. What could be better for a new city than a spring that is literally spewing out of rock? Well, apparently salt water isn't good for cultivating or drinking or anything. I would have known. But in my personal opinion, it's better than an olive tree. Well, let's just say that the city isn't called Poseidon's. It's called Athens. Although we are rivals, there have been some occasions of us working together. Like that one time we tried to overthrow Zeus. That was a fun time. Stupid Bray areas being super powerful and stuff and scaring us away from Zeus. And then there's the Trojan War. The Trojans are my enemies. They once hired me and Apollo to build them a wall around their city, a magic wall. Excuse me, my beard. And this magic wall, we put all of our, we helped construct this magic wall, and then they never paid us back, and so, yeah, it was a fun time destroying tons of Trojans during the Trojan War. That was a good time. Well, this video is running a little long, so I think we should end it here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification button so you never miss any of my stories, and stick around for next time where I discuss some sacred places to me. Alright, see you later.